Hey, this is Rick and welcome back to another video review and unboxing. This is going to be on a small grow tent. This is the my buddy Leo just came in. This is going to be on my 24 by 48 grow tent. I'm going to unbox it. I'm going to put it together. I'll tell you what I like, what I don't like about it. I believe this was under $50 shipped right to the house. So let's go ahead and break her open. Just came in USPS. It's coming in a box 6.5 inches wide by long 8.5. And the actual length of the whole entire box is coming in around 25.5 inches. So you must have to put this together to make a 48-inch box frame. It says 60 by 60x, 120 centimeter, and has an S. I guess it's for the small versions. Made in China, like everything is. It's only made out of like a plastic material, I guess, on the exterior of it. We'll go ahead and cut these shipping bands with scissors. So I'm going to take my scissors and we'll go through the plastic tape. It's not too hard to get in. And now I can see how they got it packed in there. It's really jammed in. So you want to be careful whatever you put in there. Put it in on an angle when you go to slice because it is right there. It came in weighing about, say about 10 pounds. So it looks like it comes with a strap. Now the thing I liked about this is when you search around, look for the metal poles. The metal poles are supposedly baked on white enamel paint. I've seen ones that are the cheaper versions that actually have the plastic connectors and all, and I opted not to get them. You see these are all welded, and it has that baked on white enamel paint also, but these are metal and not plastic. There's quite a few pieces in here, so we'll take all that out. Looks like there's much to it. Get rid of the box. And they got these numbered. It says 1, 2, 3, 4 on here. So I'm going to say this is pretty explanatory. These two longer ones right here, they're going to go at the top. And then these are also labeled 1 and 2 in that bag, 3 in this bag, and 4 in this bag. Like I said, it's made out of just a vinyl type of material. It's got some silver backing on the inside, and they've got it tied up with just some kind of, well, actually, I guess the material that's in it, that it's made out of, they made little bands for it, and you have to take those apart or cut them. I'll choose to fumble with it and take it apart. Probably just slide it right off there. Let my buddy Leo over there play with it. Alright, so we unfold this. Almost like one of those suitcases that you travel with for your pants or your suits or something like that. Okay, so I've unfolded this, and as you can see with it folded out, it takes up quite a footprint when it's laying out flat like this. So you're going to have to make sure you have a pretty good sized room. Just think of it as a folding box, and you're going to fold that box right back together again. So let's take the frames out of the bags, and we'll start putting it together. Okay, so when I opened up that strap bag there, it has a small diagram that kind of shows you, and it says grow tent assembly instructions. There's all the pieces you're supposed to have. That's what the frame is supposed to look like when it's assembled, and they have all of their designs on here if you're going with larger grow tents. I just purchased a small one, like I said. It would be a 2x4, which is 24 by 48 inches, and you can see right there, that's how the outer covering is going to go on there with the zippers. So we'll go ahead and we'll take the tube, and they are labeled right there, 1, 2, 1, 2. So the 1, 2s are going to be on the bottom, and 1, 2, 1, 2 are going to be on the top. So let's go ahead and put those two squares together, the bottom square and the top square. Now these have these quick lock pins on them. The other thing I like besides the plastic, if you depress these, you can see right there, they'll slide together, and that little pin will engage in the holes, and that'll make it nice and rigid. So we'll take the 1, 2s and we'll slide them together like this. So they got little like plastic stoppers on the end there that are flat surfaced. We're going to squeeze that little pin in, even with my bad fingers. Goes in there pretty easy. So now you have your number 1 right there going along the back, and you're going to take your 2, it's going to go the other way. Press that in, and we're going to put another one of these on there. And we're going to pick up that same pattern, and we're going to run a 2, run in the other direction. Locks right in. Go ahead and put our corner piece on. And make sure you have the right one going the right way. Corner piece going on there. And it's really easy to break down then if you have to move this for whatever reason. So now you kind of get the idea. Just go around and build that square. Now we're going to pick up a number 2 again. It's right there. Slide it in, push it in, and there we go. We've got the bottom fully assembled. So we can put that off to the side and start building the top. And it's going to go identical to the bottom. So rather than bore you, I'm going to go ahead and assemble that. We'll come back to do the uprights. Okay, so there's the other side. And like I said, make sure that you have a flat side on the top one that you built. And when you flip the other one around, you're going to have a flat side on the bottom, because that's going to go on the bottom of your floor. And the other side of the frame is going to go to the top of the tent. And you want it flat. So now your uprights are going to go this direction long ways. Alright, so we'll put this one off to the side also. Now we got 2 of them complete. And now we go with the uprights. You have the 3s and the 4s left. Now to be honest with you, the 1s and the 2s are absolutely identical. And the 3s and the 4s are absolutely identical because of the side of the tent. These are both going to be 2-foot sections. So when you put them together, of course, they're going to be 48 tall. Same thing with the other ones. They're in 24 sections, so nothing's going to change on those measurements. So you don't have to worry about 1, 2, 3, 4 really. I think they label these for like larger tents. But anyway, we'll go ahead and we'll take these out of the bag. And like I said, these are in 24-inch increments, so we're just going to go ahead and attach these together and make 48-inch lengths. So if you want to be anal about it, go ahead and put your 3 to 4s together. Okay, one thing I've noticed that's going to freak you out is you're going to pull these apart and you're going to see that there is no holes in them. So I was thinking that there were spring clips that are going to attach the center pieces together. It's not. They're just going to loosely slide in there and they'll lock in, I guess, once you pull the tent together. But they'll just slide right in there, snug fit. Okay, so we're going to go around, put all the 4s in if we want to. Like I said, they're all the same. Now the end of these is just going to be plain. Like I said, it's just going to slide in there like a socket. There like that. It is really loose. Once we put that plastic enclosure on there, it probably will tighten it up. So that's how that's going to go. And I will go ahead and go around and put all the uprights in. You don't need too much mechanical ability to do this. Slides together pretty easy. So now we're up to this point. We're going to go ahead and take our frame that we built earlier. We're going to set it right on top. And that's going to frame in the 4 points, like so. Now all you have to do is to press your little button, like you did while you were building, and slide it right in. And it'll lock. Go right around. Pretty simple build. And like I said, no plastic parts over time that are going to warp or corrode because of the ultraviolet light you might have in there. Alright, so we'll push this back and maybe I can take a shot of the frame. So there's the top of it. And we'll pan down. There's the bottom of it. Now we'll go ahead and we'll stretch this back out again. Okay, now upon further inspection, those little squares right there are going to be viewing windows. That down there is going to be the bottom. And this up here is going to be the top. And there's a hole right there for ventilation, so you know that that's the top of your tent. Okay, so I've heard these can be quite difficult to put together by yourself, so I'm going to try to simplify this. Of course, if you try to take apart the center pieces, they're going to fall apart on you because they're only dry fit. So I would lay your rack down like that, right on top of the tent, and then work from the bottom up. So here's our bottom tray right here. We're going to take this and then we're going to just slide it in to the bottom part of the tray. Open it up, start it like that, go back up the other end and step on it if you want to, and then just slowly push it till it goes into the bottom tray there. So now you can see it going into the bottom tray. Keep in mind this thing's been shipped from China, so it's going to take a little bit to puff it out. Don't push it, you don't want to cut it or rip it. Go back up the other end, give it a little push, and slide it right inside the sides. Alright, now you can work the top and bring the edges up. And like I said, don't force it, just nice firm pressure and slide it right over. Make sure if you step inside this thing that there's nothing on your floor because you could puncture it. Okay, so now that you've got the top and the bottom on there, you're going to take your sides and you're going to bring them up. Now it looks like it's got a little flap. You're going to slide it in the bottom one. Come over on the other side and take that up. So now if you want to, you can stand this up because it's nice and firm now and stiff. We'll spin it right around here. You can see that in the camera. And make sure that you just zip it up to that point. So now that it's stood up, we can go ahead and zip the sides a little bit. I have to admit, for under a $50 grow tent, the zippers are pretty nice. nice and loose, and they slide together pretty good. Go over to the other side and make sure the little flaps are inside. That way no light comes out, and come right around to the center. Now you can open this up a little bit, this flap here. It is folded and it's got some creases, I imagine, over time. Once the heat gets to it a little bit, maybe some of the moisture from the tent itself, it should fold out. So you're going to have one piece left that's sitting in the box. And what this is the bottom tray. That's a spill tray for moisture, dirt, whatever may come out. So it gives you an extra liner on the bottom. It's got little ties right here, and you're going to tie them to the bars on the bottom of your grow tent. So you lay it in there like this, and it'll stay right in the corner. So those ties will be right in the corner. And we'll go ahead and we'll tie it to the supports. You do that for all four, all the way around. Okay, so now that the tray is fully secured there to the post in the bottom, you want that tray to go over top of your bars. My cat Leo is going to help us out. Leo thinks it's a cat box, I guess. Hopefully he doesn't poop or pee in it. Alright, so now we'll work on the top a little bit more. We've got these supports that are left here. Now these are going to support your lights and anything you hang from the top there. So we'll take these out of the plastic. These are also made out of metal with the baked on white enamel paint. And obviously you see the little thing there? That's going to go right on top of your supports. So we take this back off a little bit. And you can slide it right over top of the one bar. There's nothing that's actually holding this in place here. You may want to put like a wire tie or something in there, because this can slide. But I think once you put your lights on there, you might want it that way. That way you can slide these back and forth here and position your light wherever you want it. Once it puts a little pressure on there, it's not going anywhere. So we'll put the other one on. Now you got two in there. Okay, here's what it looks like completely assembled now. We've got in the top there, you can see inside. It's got the rack on there with the supports. Like I said, they slide around so you can slide your lights whatever way you want. Those supports will probably support at least 50 pounds. So you can hang a pretty heavy light from here. It did come with these straps that I showed earlier. See that right there? To where you just cinch it up and cinch your lights up. But I would use those yo-yo hangers. I'll put a link up there at the top of my video. I did a review on yo-yo hangers and they're great. That's what I'm going to use. The zippers are pretty nice for as cheap as this tent was. The little Velcro flaps to hold everything together. So if you want to get in, that's the only way you get in there. It has a 6-inch port at the top with drawstring, double drawstring, to be able to cinch around whatever exhaust fan I guess you want to put in there. On the left hand side of it, it's got a large viewing port. It's got a little mesh in there. It looks like it's white, but you can see through it. So that's a good 7 inches by 15-inch viewing port. That's nice. On the back side, it's got another 6-inch drawstring enclosure, exhaust, ducting, whatever it is you have. There's a 3-inch port right here for a fan, small fan, or exhausting port, whatever you want to put on there. At the bottom here, another viewing port. This one's going to run about 9 inches by about 5 inches of viewing area. Spin it around again to the other side, and it has the same thing, one of those longer viewing ports on that side. So one has a longer viewing port on one side, and the other one has a longer viewing port with another 3-inch inlet outlet with the drawstring. So overall, my impressions of this tent are pretty good. Like I said, for what we purchased it for. It is measuring a true 48 inches high by 24 inches wide. So that's the review of this tent. Manufacturer-wise or name-wise, there's nothing on the box. They're all pretty much built the same way, the same construction. When it comes to these cheaper tents, like I said, what you want to look for is you want to look for those metal poles rather than the plastic ones. They hold up a lot better. You're going to see many names out there, and all these different suppliers will grab them from a certain manufacturer and they stamp their names on them, like everything that China builds these days. So you're going to see all kinds of them, but that's the main things you want to look for. So hey, thanks again for watching. Please subscribe. That subscribe button is going to be down there in the corner of the video. hit that. You never know what video I'm going to have next, whether it be a review or something on pets or a DIY build or something off the wall. You never know unless you subscribe. Please share with your friends. Give me a thumbs up. I'm usually on the channel. Fire some questions. If I can get to it right away, I'll get back to you as soon as I can. Take care.